and Loren bring you Date 'em or Dump 'em on Kiss 95.1.
Karen is with us this morning. Let's say good morning to Karen. How are you, Karen?
Hey, good morning. Pretty good.
Karen says she usually listens to Date 'em or Dump 'em and never expected to be on. She DM'd us and we were like, come on and tell us what's going on in your dating world. And here she is. Go ahead, Karen.
So I met a guy.
Go ahead.
Oh, thanks. I met a guy on Match. We went out for happy hour. It was super low key, and he was definitely cute, and he made me laugh, which is good. The thing is, he told me up front that he would pay for the date. I was like, okay, awesome, thanks.
Chivalry.
Yeah, I thought that was really sweet, that he would even bring it up in advance. And so the tab came, and he pulled out a gift card. And the waitress told him he had $30 on it, and he just acted shocked.
Okay.
I felt so embarrassed for him.
So was he arguing with the waitress then, being like, no, there's more money than $30 on here?
Yeah, a little bit, not too much, but you could tell he was, he was like, could you check it again? She was like, I ran it a couple times, and okay, so, I felt bad, and then he asked me to pay $40. So I do. I just take my card out, and...
Right, what are you going to do at that point?
Yeah, it's like...
So
okay.
Are you irritated with the fact that he used a gift card, or are you irritated with the fact that he argued with her, or like where? Because I'm not mad at the gift card. I'm really not.
No.
No. Honestly, I would have just forgotten about it, but then he just goes on this rant about the gift card, like how it should have more money on it. And it almost seems like he knew what was left on the gift card. I don't know. It felt weird. But mind you, this is my first date since my divorce in November. So, God,
Okay.
I just don't even know.
I kind of get her point, you guys. Is he a little bit of a cheapskate because he's so caught up on what was left on the gift card, which isn't a great look. You don't ever want to really get upset or angry on a first date.
Right.
And he did. And then instead of him saying, I'll cover the rest, he turns to her and says, will you pay, what did you say, $40 of the tab on top of the additional $30 on the gift card, I imagine. So now, instead of him, he should have covered the other half.
Yes, he should have.
Only
Especially because he told her up front that he would take her to dinner.
Now, could this have just been a screw up? That's where we need you guys to come in and help decide Karen's date fate. Karen, you know the rules. You listen to Date 'em or Dump 'em. We'll take the text messages. We'll take the phone calls. And whatever the audience decides is what you will have to do. Now,
Okay.
so we can end kind of on a positive note. What did you like about him?
I mean, he was super cute, tall, handsome, funny. We laughed.
So if someone texts in and multiple people say, and they agree with them, like, hey, you should date the guy, then you'd be okay because you were attracted to him.
I could try giving it another chance.
Yeah. Okay. All right. 704-570-9595. Loren and I think it's just a bad look. I would probably move on from him.
I kind of would too, just because, it's fine that you paid for it, but that's weird that he told you he would take you to dinner and then used a gift card, which is fine, but then didn't cover the rest.
Does that mean he's got no money at all? Does he have a lot of debt? You don't want to date somebody like that. It's hard. It doesn't get any easier. If these are his colors on the first date, it's not going to get better. A lot of people are texting that's a bad red flag on a first date.
I'm okay with the gift card. The gift card, I'm not mad at it.
Doesn't bother me either. William had an interesting point, though, Karen. Listen to this. William texted in and said, I don't think he was being cheap. I just don't think he wanted a record of being there. So he wanted to use the gift card so it wouldn't show up on an account. Maybe dude's cheating. You know, there are some cheaters on Match, for sure. All right, Karen, we'll read some more text messages, but some people want to say hi to you, including Mariana. You are on with Karen on Date 'em or Dump 'em. Go ahead, Mariana.
Hi, I actually was going to agree with what the text message you wrote. I think that he doesn't want it to be on record, self-experience. So that completely was a huge trigger to me hearing
Interesting.
that.
Loren and I were not thinking that.
No.
We were not thinking that. Maybe he's a cheater. So maybe, Karen, you got to think about moving on because he's trying to hide something with that gift card. This is Mandy. Hi, Mandy.
Yeah.
Hello, how y'all doing?
You're on with Karen. What'd you want to say?
Awesome. Good morning. Well, I just think, I was saying earlier, I think that she right now, coming from a divorce, is probably in a vulnerable state. I am a firm believer, having gone through so many life experiences with a lot of patience, that signs like this show up early in the beginning for a reason. And it is up to you to recognize it and be like, oh, that's not what I want. This is probably a sign for something greater, something that I don't want in my life, or it could escalate and lead to something more. So let me just cut that quick and move on. I believe cutting it quick and moving on makes way for what is betterment for her life or betterment to take up that space. I wouldn't even spend the time speculating the many different reasons as to why he landed in that position. I don't.
But you think it's all bad?
I don't think it's a good sign. I know that. And I don't think it's even about calling him a cheapskate. I think it's more so about what is that the kind of man that she really wants to move? Like, she's coming from a divorce. Does she really want to move into a relationship like that with a man who can't even set himself up correctly for a first-time date?
Yeah. Yeah. Thanks,
agree.
Mandy. We appreciate you
good
chiming
advice.
in. Mandy gets the bell.
Yep.
Loren had her finger on it, ready to pull the trigger. Listen, I think one person said, give him another shot. Here, give him a second chance and try not to judge a book by its cover. Other than that, every other text message, Karen, was move on, dump his ass, dump him, dump
Yeah.
him,
I
dump
think
him.
so too. And listen, if
Look.
you go back for some reason, I would straight up call him out on it and be like, "What, are you married? What, you don't want somebody to know
No.
you're here?"
Yeah, I don't go back to him. Someone said it's only going to get worse. The next day to pull out a coupon and you'll be back on date him or dump him. Everybody's saying dump him. Okay, Karen?
Okay, thank you.
All right. Yeah,
that
check
feels
match.
right to me.
And I think Mandy had some good advice for you. Make sure that the date you go on is right for you, okay?
Okay.
All right, we're here for you.
Thank you.
All right.